Good morning, everyone. Hope everybody's doing well. Oh, I woke up with a message coming through today, so I knew I was gonna be sharing with you guys. And it was a very good message that came through. I always do the written message first, and then I know if I'm supposed to pull the cards or not. I don't always do the written message first. Sometimes I just pull cards for myself, but usually when there's a written message, it's for the collective. So I'm gonna share this with you guys today. Somebody out there needs it. You just take what you need and leave the rest. If it resonates, great. If it doesn't resonate with you, don't try to make it fit. Um, it may not be for you. Some of this may be for you, and some of it may not be for you, or all of it may be for you, or all of it may not be for you. Just take what you need. And if you feel like someone else needs the message, feel free to share it. If you like the video or comment, it's a good energy exchange for me. It just lets me know that I'm resonating with you. And it's not necessary, but it does kind of help a little bit. So if you can, like it and share it. I'm eventually going to do a YouTube channel. I've got a YouTube channel started already. I've just not added to it. It's just easier for me right now to do the Facebook Live. Don't know why. I just feel more comfortable doing that right now. But I hope to soon be building that YouTube channel. So um, for now, if you want to go back and watch my previous videos, the prior readings, I've got it saved under my profile under spiritual. And then I also have two groups, Journey to Self-Love and Bohemian Spirits and Traveling Hearts. I put the readings in those groups as well. So you can go back and watch prior readings if you'd like to. All right, let's get this started. And if you hear my roommate's dog barking, I'm sorry. I've tried to get him to calm down, but he's in the living room looking out the window, and when people walk by, he likes to bark. So sorry if you guys hear that. I'm just going to keep going anyway. All right, here's the written message. You have suffered so many traumas in your life, so much loss, so much grief. No one knows the pain you've endured except for you. No one was there all those times that you cried alone. So many times you gave your heart freely only to have it used against you. You put your trust in the wrong people and they did not handle you with care. And a couple of those people who didn't mistreat you, you lost to physical death. You've went through heartbreak, betrayal, and loss. It made you who you are today. Just like when you are building muscle, you had to be torn down so that you could build yourself back up. You learn not to depend on others, but to depend on yourself and the divine. You have learned many valuable lessons. You have rebuilt yourself, piecing together the fragments of your heart and soul. It is time now to step fully into your power and accept who you truly are. You have healthy boundaries now for the first time. You can see red flags from a mile away. You have learned to trust your intuition again. It is time to fully trust it now. New doors are opening. Your soul family will begin to emerge. You have been in protective mode for a long time. It's time to open up your heart once again. The past will try to tempt you, but you will see it for what it is. Forgive it and wish it peace and release it in the 3D and in the 5D. The past only caused you pain, and they would gladly repeat that cycle, but you have grown beyond that. It is time for a new adventure. Once you close out the past for good, a new cycle will begin. You are entering a brand new timeline. Conquer your fear of change. Good things are coming to you. Breathe and allow it. You are right where you need to be, and when the time comes, you will be guided in the right direction. Trust spirit and trust your intuition, your higher self. That was such a good message. Gave me goosebumps again. So I'm going to start with a rider waite like I normally do. It laid out a story, and then I've got some cards pulled from the Animal Spirit deck, the Spirit Oracle messages, Angel cards. I've got the um, Mindful messages, and let's see, Spirit Oracle. I think I already said that one, and then I also got a couple pulled from the Shadow Work cards, and then some Angel cards as well, the Archangel cards. We're going to start with a rider waite. Um, there was a time when you were new on your soul path, when you were kind of naive, but you knew that there was a very powerful force uh, supporting you and guiding you and loving you, and you wanted to share that with people, and you were so gung ho, you were so fired up and ready to share all these good things that you had learned. You had maybe changed your life. You'd come out of a really dark place, and you just wanted to spread goodwill and good things to people. And you had your sword of truth, you were just ready to conquer the world, and you thought you could save the world. You thought you could save people and help people and guide and direct and do all these things. And you even maybe came in contact with a group of people, and you thought that um, you were on the right path, that you were going to really do good things, and you tried to share this knowledge with these people. You tried to get them to see your vision, and they fought you at every turn. They fought each other. They fought you. They didn't get it at all, and um, they even made you into a person that you're not in their minds. They made you the enemy, and this could be a group of people. This could be family members. This could be loved ones. Whatever this is, you were a bright light in their world, and they did not see that. They saw it as competition. They saw it as something that they needed to destroy or wipe out, or it may not have been that deep. It may have just been that they betrayed you. They did not accept you for who you were. They did not love you for who you were. Um, they were using you and abusing you, and it put you upside down. You were still a little naive at that point, and it just had you just a mess, all in your feels. And you got away from all that. You pulled yourself up out of it. You separated yourself from people. You may have separated yourself from family members. You may have separated yourself from friends, people that were in your world at one time that you thought were going to be an integral part of your future. You had to walk away from all of that, and you got yourself back up in the upright, and you started filling your own cup. You went into protective mode, and you just started working on yourself and really filling up your own cup and nurturing yourself and giving yourself all that love that you wanted from other people, and all that love that you wanted to give to other people. You started turning it inward, and really just loving yourself and giving yourself these good things. And that's the best thing that you could have done for yourself. Um, you released all those feelings of hurt, all that feeling of pain, and all that. You've worked through all that sadness. You've really just, but you've done it all alone. Like, you've had to stand on your own. You've had to become self-sufficient. You've had to become independent. And in that, you've really built yourself up into this person that's very powerful. And you do need to know, though, that you do have this person. She's coming across as the Queen of Swords in reverse. You've got this person that is so envious and so jealous of you, and so um, spiteful and vindictive and hateful. And this person, if they could, would hurt you in a heartbeat. They would love to just destroy you if they could. And it's only because they're jealous of you, because they've not done the work that you've done. They've not been through what you've done, what you have, and have not overcome what you've overcome. They have sat around in their misery, and they blame other people and situations, and they're just very spiteful. They're very vindictive, and you kind of have an inkling of who this person is, but you don't want to believe it. Um, but after all that you've been through, all the things that you've come through, you should know that you need to trust your instinct. You need to trust your gut feeling. They may come across as the sweetest person in the world to your face. Butter won't melt in their mouth. They're just, you know, and act like they love you. And this may be a family member. I'm getting strongly for some of you, it is a family member. Some of you, it is a past lover, or it's someone who is related to your past lover. It may be their new person. I'm getting different energies for different people, but whoever this person is, they have no power over you. They cannot hurt you, because you are the Empress. And this doesn't have to be a female. This be masculine. There's no gender, and it's just energies. So the Empress is someone who is fully reconciled, who is standing in her power, who knows who she is. Like I said, it could be male or female. It's just the energy of the Empress. The Empress is the mother of all and standing fully in your power. So this person has no power over you anymore. They want to. They're still slinging negative energy. They're casting the evil eye at you. And you need to know that words are spells. They don't have to actually be practicing witchcraft. They might be. There are some out there that are. Um, it is just the intention that they're putting out there is negative, and words are spells. So this person really, really, they want to hurt you. They cannot stand you because you have overcome so much, and they don't understand what you went through to get where you're at right now. They only see the product of where you are. They only see that you seem to be invincible. You seem to have it all together. They don't know all the things that went on in the background that got you to where you're at now, or the things that you're still dealing with every day that you overcome every day. They don't see all that. All they see is that you're this person that people admire, and you're this person that's strong. And if it's your past lover's new person, they're jealous of you. They know that that person still has feelings for you, and they know that they're only a place filler, and they'll never compare to you. And so they're um, very resentful of that. If it is a family member, it's a family member that has been jealous of you your entire life. They feel like you've gotten more than they have. They feel like you've experienced more than they have. They feel like you get breaks that they don't get, not knowing. I mean, they should know. They've been there your whole life. They should know all the hell you've been through, but in their mind, they went through the hell and you got the good stuff. So that person is very spiteful, very vindictive, and she's casting, and I say she because it's a feminine energy I'm picking up on. She's casting the evil eye at you. She does not want you to succeed. She does not want you to go out and experience these good things. She wants you to be below her. And so does this other energy I'm picking up on. I'm feeling like it's your ex's new lover or new person in their life, or someone related to your ex. They do not want you to succeed. They do not want you to elevate because uh, they want to be that person in your ex's life that they see that way. And so they want you to be down below them. So whatever energy it is that you're relating to, like I said, don't make something fit. If it's not for you, it won't be for you. But if it is for you, just know that you are protected, but that this is still going on behind the scenes, and you're going to have a lot of new good opportunities open up for you, and you need to completely leave the past in the past. And I'm telling you, if this is family members, you need to separate yourself from them. It doesn't matter if they're your blood. They are not your soul family. They are karmics, and they were to teach you lessons and to put you where you are today. But they need to be in the past, and you need to release them and make peace with it, let it go, and know that you're protected. That any of the negative energy and all that stuff that they're slinging, it's not going to touch you. In fact, it's going to be reversed and it's going to go back to them. So, the best thing that you can do, I've learned this. We are very powerful spiritual beings, and we have the power to turn negative energy back on someone and literally send it back threefold. But when you do that, it just causes a ripple effect, and it's just creating more negative energy. So what I have learned to do is just transmute the energy and say, you know what? I forgive you. I release you, and I love you. even though you want to hurt me and send these bad things to me, I'm only sending love and good energy back to you. And that transmutes that energy and kills it. So it doesn't just keep bouncing around. That's a lot of the reason why our world is in the state it's in, is because people have slung so much negative energy at each other and they keep slinging it back and forth, and it just keeps getting stronger. So to transmute that, you've literally got to send love back, even if that is your enemy that hates you. Send love and forgiveness, and if you do that, it transmutes it. So somebody needed to hear that. I think I needed to hear that again. uh, but you are the Empress, and you've got really good things coming because you have done all the work. You didn't give up even when you wanted to. You cried many times. You screamed. You hollered. You pulled your own hair. You've been down in the dirty of it, and you faced all your demons, and you have forgiven your past. You have seen it for what it is. People do things out of trauma. And if you have people that have hurt you in your past, if you look at them and their lives, you can see the trauma that they've went through as well. And, narcissists and empaths both come from trauma. Narcissists turn their emotion off. They literally kill the emotion that's inside of them because they can't deal with that pain. And so then they start feeding on other people's emotions and other people's uh, gifts, because they inside are literally dead inside. And then empaths, we have felt so much pain that we empathize with other people and we don't want them to feel what we feel, so we try to fix it and help. And then we end up in these situations with a narcissist empath paradigm. So identify that, recognize people for who they are. And, once you wake up to what narcissism really is, when you see that there are covert narcissists and there are overt narcissists. The overt are in your face, it's my way or the highway. My dad was an overt narcissist. And then covert is the charmer. My ex-husband was the charmer. The first thing he said to me was "Hello, beautiful." And to this day, if a guy like in Messenger says "Hey, beautiful," I automatically block him. I don't even talk to him because it's like, nope, I'm not interested in that. But once you identify that, like my ex-husband, though, he went through hell as a child. He had some major horrible trauma, and then at 19 lost his leg in a motorcycle wreck. So he had this horrible trauma and he couldn't deal with it. So he literally shut himself down on the inside, and then he started using substances to try to cover up all the pain, and it just got worse from there. So once I recognized that he wasn't intentionally trying to hurt me. He was hurting himself, and it indirectly hurt me, you know? And then I got into another relationship with a person who didn't realize, they even said to me that they were worried that they were a narcissist, but it was the same deal. Had been through so much trauma, and so just shut himself down on the inside, and then played these games, the hot, cold, push, pull, runner, chaser crap. So once you identify all that, then you can step away from it and not take it personally, and then not be involved in it anymore. You'll start seeing red flags from a mile away. And that's another thing I want to suggest to you. If you're feeling like you're healed from your past relationship and you might be ready for another relationship, don't just jump into the relationship. If you're interested in a person, say, look, I'm very interested in you and I'd like to see where this goes, but I'm not going to rush into anything. I want to take my time and take 90 days and build a friendship, and say, no physical contact, no sexual contact, no kissing, no all day, all night long dates, none of that stuff. Just date and be calm and collected. And, and if they don't want to do that, they're not your person. If they're trying to rush you into something, it's for a reason. Most of the time, a narcissist wants to move really fast. They want to love bomb you. They want you to fall for them. So they're going to throw all this romance and all this passion and all this wonderful thing at you, and then get you hooked on them. And then they start withdrawing and playing games. So usually a person cannot maintain something for 90 days. Especially if you're not feeding into any of that. If they can't give you 90 days of building a friendship, you don't need them. And, yeah, you may have people walk away from you, but when you get that person that finally does commit to doing that with you, then you're with a genuine true person that's actually wanting the same thing as you, and you're worth that. You've got to understand you are worth that. And you've been alone this far, so you're already surviving. You're already, and I know it gets lonely. Guys, I'm out here on my own, but it is better to be alone than to be in a miserable relationship. It is better to be fully reconciled and standing in your own power and giving to yourself than to be giving all your energy away and having someone abusing you and hurting you and playing games with you. So just know you're worth that. You're going to have all these good things coming. You're going to meet that person that wants the same thing as you, that's going in the same direction as you, that wants to really truly build what you want to build. You've had people in the past that give you lip service and that actually tore down what you were building behind your back. But this person is not going to be like that. You're going to build the empire together. You're going to conquer the world. Something I really love in this reading when I get to it, I think I will do the angel cards next, is the world came out again with the angels, but I will read that one to you. That's the story with the Rider-Waite. So let's get into the rest of the reading. Next, we'll go to the angel cards. The first one I drew was perspective. I'm going to read you what it says in the book. There is a better way. You've probably noticed that your past approach is no longer working for you. Archangel Shamuel asks that you pause what you're doing and look at things from a different perspective. While this time of reflection is temporary, it is also extremely important to your spiritual evolution and growth. This card can also indicate that your heart may be leading you to perform a selfless act of kindness for someone else. This form of compassion is always rewarded, and your angels will be standing by your side. Remember that you give the world your greatest gift by being your true, unique, eclectic self. Additional meanings of this card: a pause for reflection, time moving slowly, a change in priorities, unconventional ideas, daring to be different. Archangel Chamuel, and I may pronounce their names. I'm from the South though, so everything I say sounds really weird. If I mispronounce their names, just overlook it. Archangel Shamuel is known for helping people find whatever it is that they are seeking. His name means the eyes of God, and you can call upon him when you are trying to understand a situation from a different perspective. And that name is Chamuel. Chamuel? I don't know. Like I said, I say things weird. But you are in a time of reflection and holding, and it may feel like you're really worried that you are getting stagnant, but you're not. You're right where you need to be in this moment, and it is so that you can completely make peace and let things go, and you can get on your path that you really want to be on. So you need to really focus in on what you want to do with your life, where you want to go, what you want to change, and then those changes will happen. And part of you still has fear inside of you that is holding you back. You, even though you're telling yourself you've come such a long way and you're telling yourself that you've accomplished this and that and all, you still got that little seed of doubt inside, and it comes from all the trauma and stuff from your childhood, from past, all that. It's still there. So you have got to really dig down deep inside of yourself and go back in your past and look at all the things that you've overcome and all the things that were meant to destroy you that did not, and give yourself props for that. And then write down exactly what it is that you're wanting to do with your life and the direction that you're wanting to take. And then know that you are worth that. You've got to really talk to yourself and overcome that self-doubt, because that's what's holding you back. That's why you're still where you're at right now. Spirit is giving you that extra time to love on yourself and to really get clear on what you want and to know that you deserve it. You got to shift your perspectives. You got to change that track that's running in your head of you've had it for so long because it's literally generational. It's not even just this lifetime. You're overcoming things in this lifetime that you've spent many lifetimes repeating. In this lifetime, you broke those cycles. So you've got to give yourself props for that. And you've got to work through that last little bit of self-doubt, self-loathing, whatever that is that's keeping you in that bound state. You're not there anymore. You're free. You're sovereign. You've broke free from all of those things and you've overcome every single thing that was meant to destroy you. You've overcome it. You're standing in this moment now. So stand in your power. Recognize that it's time. And I feel this big shift. It's getting ready to come. Like it's already starting. But once you finally let go of that last little bit of doubt, everything's going to change. And you got to understand when that happens that everything you've been through up until this moment has prepared you for this, and you have earned where you're at. And don't let anybody take that away from you. And there are going to be people that want to run their mouths. There are going to be people, well, who is she to get that? Why is she getting this? Why is this happening for her? Well, they haven't been through what you've been through. They haven't been there in those moments when you didn't know if you were going to be able to pay that bill or have a meal or have a place to sleep or there's been so many different things that you've been through and you've overcome, and they weren't there for any of that. So don't worry about what other people say, only worry about you and spirit. And the rewards are coming and it's going to be next level, but you've got to open yourself up to that and know that you're worthy of it. And God is going to use you. Spirit's going to use you. You're going to touch so many lives because you're going to be able to guide people and show people what you've been through. And you're going to be like a lighthouse in a storm for some people. But just remember what you've been through in your past. You can help people, but you can only help people that help themselves. So you're a guide. You're not meant to fix anyone. They have to do the work themselves. But what you can do is you can guide people and you can tell people what you've been through so that they don't go through it to the extreme that you go through, or maybe they already have been through it, but they need that last little push of someone to say, hey, I've been there, I've done, and now I'm here, and help lead them to that point. I hope that makes sense. And the next one we drew was solutions. And y'all, I shuffled these cards, and these cards I actually went through and separated them out. I just took all the colors and separated them because they're a little harder to shuffle. And all three cards that I pulled were still purple, so it was kind of neat. And when I shuffle, I shuffle and shuffle until the card falls out. So that they all came out purple was kind of cool. All right, solutions. Let me get to that one. Well, sorry, y'all. I'm not. What's going on? There we go. Well, I thought it was. It's supposed to be alphabetized, but there we go. Found it. Archangel Zadkiel is working with you to find the perfect balance. The key to success right now is moderation and compromise. If you're feeling stressed out, this card counsels you to take a deep breath and ask your angels and guides for assistance. Self-control and patience are called for in order to create the successful outcome you've been hoping for. Consider the ideas of others and try to see their point of view. Diversity of thought can bring forth the strongest possible course of action. Reconciliation of opposing viewpoints is very likely now if you approach all parties with a forgiving and fair attitude. Additional meanings of this card: a balanced approach, perfect orchestration, creative solutions through compromise, healing energy. Archangel Zadkiel is the angel of memory. He can help you remember facts or aspects of situations that you may have forgotten. He is also the angel of forgiveness. Call upon Zadkiel to help when you need to regain a balanced point of view regarding others or your own past experiences. And I'm going to tell you what I'm getting from this card is it is reconciling with your past, but that does not mean, and forgiving your past, but that doesn't mean that you have to engage with these people. It's just so that you can, as you're sitting there going through your past and you're working on yourself, that you're able to fully um, comprehend the entire situation, look at it from both sides, and accept your part in things. Don't just blame everything on the other person, because if you take self accountability of your part in the situation, then you can heal from that and grow from that and not repeat the cycle. But I don't feel like you're supposed to get involved with these people again. Um, I still feel like those people do not have your best interest at heart. I do feel like you need to forgive and let go of it, let go of the hurt, because all that anger and hurt and resentment is doing is festering inside of you. And honestly, they don't, it doesn't affect them at all. They don't really care how you feel. So, um, there may be a few people in your life that were in your past that you can reconcile with, but trust your intuition on that. If you had a falling out with someone and you haven't talked to them in a long time, it's okay to touch base with them again and see where they're at on their path. And if they've made progress, if they're willing to work with you and overcome those things, then that's great. But if they're still in that blame mode where it's all your fault and they still want to fight with you, and then no, do not let that back in your life. So you'll know that. Trust your intuition. That's the biggest part, is trust your intuition. But this is the time for all that. 2025 is literally, it's the year of the snake. You're shedding the old and taking on the new. So part of that is going through and reconciling your past. But those people that you can't let back in your world, just forgive that. Let it go. It's where they were at on their path. It's where they were at in their trauma, and it's in the past. You can't live in the past. You only live in the now. You can't live in the future, and you can't live in the past. If you live in the past, you're living with depression. If you're living with the future, trying to live in the future, you're going to have anxiety. What you really need to do is just focus on the now. So those people that are willing to work with you, though, you'll know it, because they'll be just as sorry as you are that things fell apart, and they'll want to do what they can to fix it. And if they're not there, if they're still trying to shift the blame over to you or whatever, you'll feel it. And even if they come across all syrupy sweet and nice, but you feel that underneath that they're still, um, you're gonna know. Just go with that, okay? And then we got the world again. I love that because it was in the Rider Wake as well. Let me find it. I probably should have marked these ahead of time. I do the shuffling and everything and draw the cards before the reading because it's just time consuming. So I should have marked the book, that way I don't have to sit here and dig for it while I'm on here with you guys. Sorry about that. All right, the world. Congratulations, you've done a wonderful job. A project or situation in your life has now come to a happy conclusion, and there is a sense of completion and satisfaction. It may be time to move on to something new, but it's all right to pause and enjoy this amazing moment. Your work with Archangel Michael has brought you to a new level of spiritual growth and evolution. You're at a place of enlightenment and profound understanding of the universe. Remember to speak words of gratitude to your friends, family, and the angels in recognition of their help. Additional meanings of this card: the right place at the right time, coming full circle, excellence, happy endings, receiving an award, international travel. I am so feeling that international travel. It's great that that just came up. Oh, Archangel Michael's name means he who is like God. He knows the divine life purpose of every soul on earth. If you're uncertain as to your purpose in life, you can call upon this beloved Archangel, to provide you with clear and understandable information on this topic. Ask Michael for revelations on what steps to take next and how to fully be the person you came to this planet to be. I told you guys there's some really good things coming. For me, I do feel international travel. I'm actually uh, making tentative plans with my new friend to go international. I'm not going to say where or what. I will, of course, take you guys on the journey with me when it happens, but don't want to jinx it. So I am just letting go and letting God and letting it be. But there's some really amazing things coming for us that have done the work. And that's where I'm telling you guys, you got to know that you deserve it. been so used to trauma and bad things happening that it became an expectation. And you don't even second guess it when something bad happens, but when something good happens, it's like, oh my gosh, what's that? We'll get used to that because so many good things are going to start happening just back to back to back to back to back. And the more you acknowledge that and accept that and are happy with that, the more it's going to bring to you. So just let go. It's time to let go of all that past trauma and past hurt and past grief. Holding on to it is not doing you a bit of good. It's just going to bring more of it. Whatever you focus on, that's what becomes your reality. Thoughts become things. So if you keep thinking about all the negative things and the bad things, and expecting that, then that's what you're going to get. But if you flip a switch and say, you know what, I see all that, I know what I did, I know all the things that happened in my past, I forgive it, I release it, I transmute it, I let it go, and start focusing on your future and happiness and all these good things, then good things are going to start flowing, and all that bad stuff's just going to melt into the background. All right, next we're going to go to our animal spirit cards. The first one is the whale. You are encouraged to communicate clearly from your heart. Bridge any gaps that are keeping you from connecting deeper with your loved ones. It is important to speak your truth with emotion, vulnerability, and power. Those people that are in your life that you feel like are supposed to stay in your life, do not be afraid to speak your truth, and do not be afraid to share your emotion. If they are truly your people, if they're truly your person, they're going to reciprocate that with you. It's time for you to fully be who you are. It is time for you to fully stand in your power. It is time for you to love the person that you are, because there are so many people that love and respect and admire you. So it's time to accept more of that and not accept the ones that want to change you or mold you into what they want you to be. It's time for you to be who you are. The next one is the turkey. You may soon receive an important but very unexpected gift. Accept this with deep respect. Someone has sacrificed a lot to help you open doors and grow. A lot of things will change for the better. Be willing to receive. That's the hardest thing for givers, is to receive. But know that you have earned this that's coming, whatever it is. Some of you, it's going to be somebody's going to bless you with whatever it is that you've been working so hard to accomplish, or what you've needed, that last little piece of whatever it is that you've needed. They're going to just walk right up to you and say, here you go. And you're going to be just blown away. And you may be like, oh, okay, what's the catch? There is no catch. This is spirit helping you on your path. So be ready for that. It's okay. It's more than okay to receive. The next one is the owl. You are being encouraged to look beyond deceiving appearances into the true reality of a situation or a person's motives. You need to hear what is really being said despite the words and emotions coming from the messenger. So yeah, don't get all up in your head and create all these scenarios in your mind when that's not what's really going on. I don't get a negative thing from this card. I get a feeling that whoever this is getting ready to bless you. You're going to have so many doubts because of the things you've been through in the past, that if you're not careful, you're going to wreck it. Don't do that. Just take some time to reflect on it. Just, you don't have to automatically accept whatever it is that they're going to give to you. You could say, can I have some time to reflect on this? And then go into your quiet place and really reflect on it and ask, what is this person's motives? What is this going to do in my life? What if I accept this? And just let it sit there for a minute and feel the feelings from it. If it's something that's going to change your life for the better, if it's something that's going to put you further along on your path than what you were, if it's something that's coming at you from love, then you need to accept it, And that's the hardest part for us sometimes, is just to accept and to allow. But I really feel like whatever this is, it is a good opportunity. It is a good thing for you. So don't sabotage it. Don't self-sabotage. Next, we're going to our Spirit Oracle cards. This one says, those difficult times will pass. Nothing bad lasts forever. The sun will shine again. The birds will sing. The clouds will clear, and you will be glad you kept moving forward. You will soon be rewarded for your patience. Hold on. You are far stronger than you think. And I think that has to do with this gift that's coming. And it may not be a material thing. It may actually be a person that comes into your life that is like the missing piece to your soul, the piece to your puzzle, and they're going to propel you into the next timeline. The next one says, make it your mission to accept all parts of you, the good and what you perceive to be your imperfections. Don't look for any outside validation. It's already within you. Once you realize your true beauty and potential, you will never doubt yourself again. I think that one's self-explanatory. The next one says, don't allow negative emotions to fester. If you are feeling frustrated, angry, or hurt, for example, just acknowledge that. Instead of fighting your feelings, go with them and work with them. Then true healing can really begin. And that's where I think we're all in that reflection mode right now, because we're coming out of the year of the dragon and going into the year of the snake. So there's still all these changes and things that we're dealing with, energies that we're feeling and transmuting. And so don't try to like squash things. Let it out, let it flow. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to scream, scream. If you need to dance, dance, just whatever it is, go with that emotion. Don't try to hinder it or squash it, because if you do that, it's going to come up later, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to go into this next cycle with baggage and things from your past. So just go through all of that, some of this stuff you may have been dealing with for years trying to get over it, and that's okay. There is no time frame for things. It takes as long as it takes, but the problem comes when we try not to deal with it. And then it just keeps resurfacing and keeps resurfacing. That's how people end up with addictions. They try to use substances to cover up things, and you can't do that. When the substance wears off, whatever it was that's causing that pain, it's still there. So you got to face it head on. You got to go in and really work on your demons and exercise those demons and get them out of you. Because this new that's coming, there's no room for agony. There's no room for sorrow. It's going to be pure joy. So now's the time to release all that, let it go, just whatever it is. If you need to have a conversation with a family member to clear that, do it. But really acknowledge what they're saying back to you and the energy that they're giving back to you, and accept it for what it is. And if that person doesn't need to be in your life, let it go. And it's hard. It's hard when it's family members. It's hard when it's people you've known your whole life. It's hard when it's what you perceive to be close friends. But once you free yourself from all that and you start making real true connections with people that are healed and healthy and are on the same path as you, it's going to open up a whole new world for you, and you're going to have just so much good things flowing, and that's a whole different timeline than this timeline you've been on, and it's time for that. The next card says, keep moving forward even if you are unsure of your next step or where it may take you. Trust that you are walking the path that you are meant to walk. Remember, we are walking it with you. Trust yourself more. Even in the worst of times, you made it out of it. And I'm feeling it. Like, I know all the traumas and stuff that I went through trying to help other people and do all these things, but all of that, I came through it and I learned and I grew from it. And now I am so much wiser. I'm not that naive young girl that thought I could save the world anymore. I'm not that young naive girl that thought I could save everybody. Now I know the only person I can save is myself. I can help other people, I can guide other people, and I can give them the tools and the resources, but I can't do a dang thing for them. They have to do it themselves. So know that you've overcome so much, and you're a beautiful, amazing, wonderful person that deserves to live a happy life. And it's time for that now. Let the past be the past. All right, now we have got, this is the Angel Oracle cards. The first one is growth. The number's 1010, and I'm going to have to pull it up here to read it, y'all. I've got glasses, but I still can't see it. It says spiritual awareness is opening you to all that you have. Spiritual awareness is opening you to all that you are ready to see. Your destiny is being fulfilled. Keep your intentions pure with your eyes looking ahead, and you will continue to increase the growth that is here. Affirmation. The more I invest awareness in my growth, the closer I continuously become to the outcomes I am seeking. Well, that's beautiful. Then the next one is transformation, and the number is 1919. It says, it is asked that you take notice that you hold within your hands the power to change your life. Within this realization, you will feel your sense of purpose and your connection to new beginnings. Affirmation. I release what I no longer need to carry, and I open myself to the transformative energy of the divine. Release those burdens. Let it go. It's time. Shed that old skin. It's time for the new. I'm getting excited about it. So excited. Life is an adventure if you let it be, y'all. And as crazy as the things that I've been through, I look back on all that, but all the things that I've experienced and the places that I've been, it's just amazing to me. And where I was in my old life, I remember being in that recliner and being so sick. I weighed 300 pounds. I was on 17 medications. I could barely move. And then my whole world fell apart. Like it was just such a crazy, horrible thing that happened in 2012. But it woke me up. It snapped me out of it. And then I started changing everything. And I have come through such a journey and have seen so many crazy things and so many beautiful places and experienced so many just lovely things too. And I've met some really good people along my path that they were only temporary because I was traveling, but it's not all been bad. Some of it's been just freaking amazing. Just got to open yourself up to it. And you may still go through things like we're human. We're here in the 3D realm. So you're still going to have challenges and things happen. But once you start really acknowledging the yum of life, then that gets better. Life is delicious if you let it be, even with all the crap. All right, the next is miracle messages. This one says morning rituals. In the mornings, I will take time to tune into myself to set high vibrational rituals that will help me lead a good day. I pay attention to the morning habits that don't serve me and change them for the ones that do. Yeah, I was saying, spend 15 minutes with yourself, do yoga, do meditation, whatever it is that you need to do to get your day started right. Focus on yourself, but it's more than just 15 minutes. You need to constantly throughout the day tune into yourself and what you need and do things to make yourself happy. But in the morning when you get up, instead of getting on your phone first thing, literally, I heard this on Dr. Oz years ago. And yes, I used to watch Dr. Oz in my old life. But when you first wake up, literally leap out of bed and it literally gets your blood flowing and gets your brain energized and it sets the tone for your day. And then, if you're going to drink tea or coffee, make it a ritual. Don't just go blindly make it and stumble along and, make it a little special ritual that you do for yourself. And then do yoga, do meditation, whatever it is to get your mind right for the day and set your intention for the day and start creating habits like that. 21 days to form a habit. You do something 21 days, and after that, about the 20th day, you stop thinking about it. You just automatically do it. So start creating new healthy habits for yourself. If you know you've been eating things that are damaging your body, stop it. We live in a 3D world. We have to follow the 3D rules. You have to give yourself good things, your body good things for it literally regenerates itself. But what are you giving it to regenerate itself with? If you're giving yourself processed foods, if you're giving yourself high fat, low nutritional foods, then your body can't rebuild itself in a good way. If you give yourself healthy fruits and vegetables and nutrient-rich foods, then your body's going to have something good to rebuild itself with. So you got to give yourself good fuel. And am doing intermittent fasting now. I don't eat before noon. And some days I don't eat before 2 or 3. And I'm trying to get to where I only eat one meal a day. Because when you go into a fasting mode, your body starts repairing itself. Your body has time to rest and repair. When your body's in a constant state of having to break food down, there's no rest going on. So I've learned to do that for myself as well, and I'm feeling so much better since I started that back. But form your own habits. Listen to your body, listen to your soul, listen to your mind, and start giving yourself good things. The next one says, coming my way. Sorry, I had to get it where I can see it. Unique opportunities aligned with my desires present themselves to me. I attract all that I need to make my dreams a reality. I love that one. The next we have got the, I don't know, they're soul cards, soul action cards. When was the last time I danced freely? And then I'm going to read the back to you. Because it will shift you into a beautiful state. Dance, because it will shift you into a beautiful state. Because it will get you out of your head and into your body and heart. Because fear lives in the head along with anxiety, control, guilt, frustration, and impatience. In just a few minutes of dancing, you will make the shift. You will feel a charge of joy and confidence take over, and you will feel a soul reminder to live and lead from your heart. Dancing is a tool to ground us in the now. It triggers happiness, and it is the gateway to freedom. To become free, dance. Today's Soul's Action. Dance for 3 minutes to your favorite song. Notice the inward fire grow within you and the feeling you feel being you. You are a wild, loving force. Express it with dance today. Yeah, we forget to play. You know, when you get to be an adult, you've got all these things that you're responsible for and all, and you forget to play. We're human, and we're having a we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and we all need fun in our lives. We all need to get out and just have fun. You know, I used to love to roller skate. I was thinking about that. I'm like, I need to roller skate again. I did it when my son was like 5 or 6 years old. I started roller skating again with him because he was into rollerblading. And he's about 7 years old. But anyway, I had the best time. And yeah, when you get older, things get a little scarier because the ground hurts worse. But you know what? Play, have fun, get out, whatever it is that lights your fire, do more of that. If you're always in the grind, if you're always worried and focused on the things that you gotta do and gotta do and gotta do, you're not living. You're letting life pass you by. And life's too short for that. The next one says, what do I resist feeling right now? I'm going to read you the back of it. We have to feel it to heal it. In order to let go of pain, we first have to honor its existence. Emotions are like waves. Some are soft, some are fierce, some are layered, and some will sweep you off your feet. When we allow ourselves to feel it all, we can then release what no longer serves us. Today's Soul's Action. Allow yourself to feel this wave. Let it move through you, no matter how long it lasts. Then release it back into the ocean. Feel it, heal it, enjoy the sweet freedom within your soul. That just goes along with the entire message. Let's see, and then I've got 2 of the shadow cards. This is stuff that you need to work on your shadow self. The first one is fear. Face your darkness is the only way to find the guiding light. Face your fears. And the last one is obscurity. In the unknown, there's room for endless possibilities. And the unknown is always scary. I mean, it's easy to stay in something that you've been doing because it's your comfort zone and you know it. Even if you're not happy in it, it's something that you know. The unknown is always scary because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't have any control over it. But if you're staying in a situation that you're not happy in just because you're comfortable, you're letting life pass you by again, you know? So push yourself out of that. Push yourself out of your comfort zone. If you've been feeling led to go do something like, you know, it may be something as simple as joining a gym. Go do it. Push yourself out of your comfort zone and you're going to get the rewards for that. If you keep doing the same thing that you're doing, you're going to get the same results, you know? You can't get better if you don't do better. So don't be afraid. You know, be afraid, acknowledge the fear, but then push through it and then you'll overcome it and then you won't be afraid anymore. And then all these new experiences will happen for you and you'll see how exciting it is. And the next thing you know, you don't even know what you were ever afraid of to begin with, you know? And if it's something as simple as joining a gym, maybe there's somebody you're supposed to connect with in that gym. And you've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, making excuses when this whole time you're just shooting yourself in the foot and hurting yourself. And it may not be about somebody else. It may just be about you and getting your temple back in shape and getting in a better state of mind, you know? So that's the message for today. I was going to maybe pull a love card, but I think that is a good place to stop. And I love you guys. Know that I'm going through stuff myself. I'm processing and clearing things out and getting ready for a major change in my life. And you guys that have followed me for a while have seen me just flip a switch and change things up. And I got kind of really comfortable here. I've got a room that I've got decorated the way I want, and it's peaceful and all that. But there's things in my life that I know that this is not for me long term, because I'm supposed to be out there moving and shaking and doing things. And my big vision is the eco village, and I know that that's coming. And I'm not going to be able to connect with the right people and do the right things that I need to do if I'm sitting here in this room. But for this time, I'm supposed to be here because I'm processing and going through these things. And then I'm also connecting with some of you guys doing the readings and things. And if I'm out traveling, it's harder for me to do the readings. So I know that even this time, I'm here for a reason, but I'm not going to be complacent and stay in this. I'm ready for the change when it happens. So I've been really talking to Spirit about that. Like, you know my heart. I'll go wherever you want me to go. I'll talk to whoever you want me to talk to, but you got to give me the resources to do it. So I'm just working through some of my past stuff too, and releasing things and making peace with the past. My son is actually uh, staying with my ex-husband right now. So through my son, I've actually been able to make some even more peace with my past, and actually I think help the person that my ex connected with, that he was also making her life a living hell. But I could be petty and say, "Oh, I'm not helping her," blah blah blah. That's his ex, or I mean, that's my ex. Why should I help her? But I'm not like that at all. I can see that she's a good person and that wanted good things, and that he used that against her. But anyway, I'm able to relate to her a little bit and maybe help her along the path to keep her from going through quite so much trauma that I went through. So it's all on how you look at things, and it's not always easy. But if you become the bigger person and you let go of the pettiness and you just do focus on the good things, then it all ends up working out. So anyway, I love you guys. Um, if you want, please share the message, and I will see you guys again later. Peace out. Namaste.